Casey, Ron told me earlier on the campaign bus that you're his best friend. And I know some folks have used your relationship and say you're too insulated and tried to use it as a negative. What do you say to those folks?
So the people who are criticizing us are the people who are saying that we shouldn't be spending time with our family and our 7, 5, and 3-year-olds. Like there is folks who want to go up to Washington because they like the cocktail class circuit and they like to get, friendly with the lobbying corps, and they criticized him for coming home in Washington when he was serving to come call his family or go back to his office so he could talk to us and talk to his family. And so, I just reject that, and I think it's absolutely ridiculous. We as a family, and we talked about this earlier, your kids grow up so fast. We have 7, 5, and 3.
Any plans for more?
Well, buckle your seatbelt. I think I'm good with 7, 5, and 3 right now. I'm trying to, get from point A to point B.
So you're not trying. You're trying to get to point A.
Let me just make sure I clarify that. Yes, trying to get a 7, 5, and a 3-year-old out the door every day with hats and gloves and what have you is a challenge.
But, you make it look effortless.
Well, thank you for that, because it's like a duck, I guess. Under the water, you're paddling like heck, but above, everything is just fine.
So at the moment, you're good, but not off the table to have another little one in the governor's office.
It's all in God's hands. You
That's
never know what
true.
comes down the pike on that. But she's done a great job. I mean, if you think, we've brought the kids along a lot just because we just want to spend time with them. But they've been very well behaved. They come out. Sometimes we'll put them on the spot. We'll be on the stage. We'll get introduced as a family, and we'll ask, our 3-year-old, do you want to say anything? And she'll say, God bless Iowa, or something like that. Our 5-year-old son, he knows football very well. I had him up on the stage in Sioux City the morning of the Michigan-Iowa Big Ten championship game. And I put him on the spot. I didn't choreograph this. I said, Mason, who's going to win Michigan versus Iowa? And as I'm putting the mic in front of him, I'm thinking to myself, this is a bunch of Iowa fans. If he says Michigan, he's going to get booed as a 5-year-old. And he came through and he said Iowa, and everyone started cheering. So so we've had a lot of fun with it.
I think we're going to meet them in a little bit, maybe get to see some of that in action, obviously. And obviously, you want to make this season special for them as well. Do you make New Year's resolutions? Have you made any? And what are they?
Oh, I haven't even thought that far ahead yet to think about. I'm just still trying to get back to the Christmas present thing, right? To make sure we have everything under the tree.
Is he going to cook? Is he a cook?
He is a good cook. He has cooked. I don't think you're going to cook. I love cooking. I am not good at cooking, but I enjoy the process of doing it, and I like to have my little helpers in the kitchen with me. So we're going to attempt to cook.
Your
she said.
culinary changes when you have the kids. Before we had kids, I would do stuff on the grill all the time. Now that we have the kids, I mean, we're doing chicken nuggets they like. We're doing macaroni and cheese.
Gourmet.
We become connoisseurs on that. One thing I've done well for the kids, they love the Waffle House waffles. And so, you can get the mix, do it up, and then you have the little griddle, do it. They go crazy for that. So that's one of Daddy's things he does for them.
Oh, that's really sweet. That's sweet. And it is those moments, right, that it's kind of all about that. You mentioned, a moment ago, Governor, that, you give it to God and in God's hands. And that's sort of, I think, where a lot of folks, especially here in Iowa, that faith is so important to them. I wonder if you're looking at where things are now, and have you thought about at this point, is it like, Jesus, take the wheel, we just give it to God? I mean, how much of this is it just your faith pushing you through the final months here?
Yeah, look, I mean, I think that's just who I am. We've always just done the most to get the most out of my God-given ability, let the chips fall where they may. I do think he has a plan, and particularly as we're in this Christmas season, so much of it's commercialized now, but he ultimately is the reason for the season, and that's something that's very important to our family, and it's important, with our kids to bring them up in that tradition.
As someone who's been in the media and used to be the one asking the questions,
I'm a
producing the
recovering
segment.
anchor.
Yes, I know. Anchor rehab and
Yes.
reporter rehab, I've gone through that too. So now you're on the other side, a lot of outlets asking your husband, tough questions all over the board. What one thing is it that you believe the media has gotten wrong about your husband?
Well, I don't want to give in to any of their narratives, but what I want them to know about Ron DeSantis is he is the real deal. When he says he's going to do something, he gets it done. He delivers on 100% of his promises. And I think we as Republicans, we are tired of losing. He showed in the state of Florida that you can win and you can win big. And when he won by that largest landslide in the history of the state of Florida, it wasn't just Republicans. It was independents and indeed Democrats were coming on board to support him because of his leadership. And so I want people to know that. I want people to know that he's a good dad. I want people to know that he served in the United States military. He's the only one running who served in the military, the only one who deployed to Iraq in 2007 and served in a war zone. And so I think these are really important things because I think people see they want a restoration of sanity. They want a restoration of family values. They want to win again, and they want to win on the issues that matter to them. And he has shown that he has already won on those issues in the state of Florida, and he can do so for the nation.